What is up guys, Jarv here, back again jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at an insanely easy planetary material farm. Credit where credit is due, shout out to Pyro Gaming for sharing this one earlier this week. In this video today we're going to break it down as well. I'll leave a link to his channel in the video description below. If you enjoyed this video be sure to leave a rating, and if you're new here be sure to hit subscribe. But without further delay, let's jump in. So with the launch of Moment of Triumph, we have now access to the Tribute Hall. As you can see, we have the Visage of Callus, and here we buy tributes for the Tribute Hall itself. And if you're like me, you are probably poor as anything right now with planetary materials and glimmer trying to buy these tributes. First things first, what you need to do is equip yourself with any level 10 gear that you may have from any previous seasons and get your power level as low as possible. I can only get myself to 275, that's the lowest I can get. I've got a couple of 700 weapons equipped as well because everything from my collections is 730, but get that power level guys as low as you can. If you're struggling for level 10 gear, head on over to Hawthorne. She has a few 200 pieces of gear that you can buy and equip, and that should help bring your power level down. Once you've got your power level under control, Belundra Forge over in the EDZ is one of the destinations that you can go, and also the Izanami Forge over on Nessus, depending on which planetary material you're looking to farm. Now depending on which planetary material you're looking to farm, if you want to farm the Dusklight Shards, then head over to any of the forges in the EDZ, and if you're looking to farm the Data Lattice specifically, then you want to head on over to any of the forges over on Nessus. Now what this farm essentially does, by lowering your power level below the recommended power level for the activity, you're actually matchmaking people of a similar power level to you. Now as Pyro mentioned in his video, correctly so, there are two forms of matchmaking here taking place. So you have regional matchmaking, so it's matchmaking you to anyone close within your proximity within the world based on your IP address and wherever the servers are that you're located closest to. After this, it's then looking at your light level, so it's looking at the power level and light level of your character and then matchmaking you with similar powered members of the community. So essentially what you're doing is by putting yourself below the recommended power level for this activity, everything within this activity is immune to you. So you wouldn't be able to do damage even if you wanted to, and that goes for the two individuals that you're matchmaking with. So this is really important guys, because you don't want to be negatively impacting legitimate players that want to play the activities gaming experience. So it's super important that you get that power level as low as possible, so you're matchmaking like-minded members of the community and are not affecting anyone that's legitimately trying to play this activity. But basically once you let the activity run out, it will automatically reset and reload you in, and it will give you 4 Dusklight Shards for doing basically nothing. They will go into your postmaster, as you can see here, to grab them, and they will go into your inventory for you to use. As you can see, I've got exactly 1,000 now, so we're going to head on over to the Visage of Callus, and we can now, as you can see, pick up a few extra tributes. But we're not done there guys. Once you've bought all the tributes that are available to you based on your inventories at this moment in time, if you are running low again on materials, you can head on over to whomever the vendor is for that destination and look at handing in some of the Dusklight Shards to them instead. Now the reason for this is you'll get a combination of potentially exotics, as you can see here. You'll also get legendary weapons and armor pieces which could possibly be masterworked, obviously enhancement cores because of those masterwork weapons, and shaders which you can dismantle into glimmer. And as you can see, as alongside that, we're also getting just legendary shards for handing these in. So when you count all those things together, actually it's a great way for replenishing your stocks ahead of Shadowkeep. Because like myself, I'm super poor right now. As you can see, my legendary shards are just 24, so I definitely need to get those back up into the hundreds, if not try and get close to 1,000 going into Shadowkeep. And this is how I would do it. I would literally load into a forge and make sure your controller's plugged in and your console settings are set to not go to sleep after a certain amount of time, and just let the forge run itself. And you can run this for as much or as little as you feel that you need to based on the materials that you want to gather ahead of Shadowkeep. I'm going to certainly be getting as many as I can and converting any legendary shards into the other planetary materials that we have available that this farm doesn't cover. So once you've handed in all your materials, make sure to head on over to Spider as well And as I said before, I've got now over 200 legendary shards after handing all those materials in, and I can buy even more materials. So as you can see here, I'm buying the phase glass instead, which is different to the 2 planetary materials that we were farming originally, but that will allow me to get another triumph, but also it's something that I can do after I've got all the triumphs to restock all my materials. Another thing to remember, guys, is that Spider's inventory does refresh on a regular basis as well. So make sure you're taking the time to visit him on a regular basis just to make sure you're gathering all the materials that you need and replenishing your stocks ahead of Shadowkeep. So there we have it, guys. That is a breakdown of the easiest farm I think I've ever seen in a Destiny game. But obviously, definitely please make sure you're lowering your power level and not negatively impacting other people's legitimate gaming sessions. And you know, if it is something that you want to do, make sure that power level is low as possible. Leave that controller plugged in, make sure your console settings are set correctly, and then just go about your regular daily business, you know, go to sleep, go to work, you know, go to the cinema for the evening and enjoy the evenings whilst you can before Shadowkeep, and then come back to a stockpile of materials for you to convert in any way that you see fit, whether that be for tributes or via Spider for additional planetary materials. But that's going to break down the video today. A massive shout out again to Pyro for sharing this with the community earlier this week. That's going to wrap it up for today, guys. As I said at the beginning, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating on this one. That super helps me out here on the channel. And we just smashed through that 5k, guys, and that's absolutely insane. So a huge thank you to each and every one of you for subscribing to this channel. And let's see if we can smash into that 10k towards the end of the year. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys. Thanks again, and I'll catch you again very soon. Peace.